언제든지 내 모습 매직 단 한 번에 내가 잡아 절대 기죽지 않지 펴펴 네가 뭘 알아 견딜 수 없어 원해도 원하는 게 얼굴에 보여 I'm trouble and you wanting it I'm so cold when I move that way you gon' be so blown I'm the realest in the game said I'm on fire with the blade you're about to hear my name ringing in your head like whoa so keep your eyes on me now 무엇을 보던 좋아할 거야 we so tough let's get it show you out can you feel the rush now ain't nobody bringing us down 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 they could try but we gonna wear the crown you could go another round 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 wish you luck but you're not bringing us down go hard till we get it we go hard we so in it we pop stars only winning ain't nobody bringing us down 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 난 멈추지 않아 we go hard we pop stars ain't nobody bringing us down 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 they could try
All right, and welcome one and all yet again to another exciting KDL match. Damn, I didn't know that last one was going to be so exciting as it is. Everyone's talking about it. But my name is Crimson, and I am here for the second time of the day with you. But this time around, I do have Stu, who who has graciously joined in for this cast. Welcome, Stu, as we are going to immediately be getting into the game here. Again, for those of you who do not know, this is technically a restream, so unfortunately this game has concluded, or else how on earth would I be talking to you right now? That being said, we are in for a treat. This was an exciting game to play. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I mean, this is so awkward because it's like, there's some moments here where, guys, I got the shot. I was tripping, okay? I was out of my mind. But, yeah, I think it was an exciting game and fun game overall that I think viewers are definitely going to enjoy watching here, as we are going to be watching Cannon get an early, ward down. Stu, is there any reason why you actually put down that ward there?
Oh, me?
Yeah. I mean,
I was expecting Zinza to play more aggro towards the bot side, so I just wanted to place on a ward early and just get the reset, because I was looking to go for some more ganks earlier. Also, shout out to my boy Yuli in the top lane. Let's go on the Thomas Kedge. But yeah, I mean, I think this game will definitely be an interesting one. We can see from the side of LOR that they definitely have a little bit more of a scaling composition and want to go more later into the game, whereas the side of INS are looking more kind of like a mid-game skirmishing comp with that Orianna, with that Zinzao. So it'll be interesting to see how both of these teams try to navigate their roles and figure out how they want to play this game.
Right. I mean, I think, like, us in general, we assumed actually, like in the bot lane at least, that they leashed towards bottom side. Both junglers here opting actually in for top clears. So it makes sense as to why we didn't like know that information quite well. Obviously we can't talk about the draft as we are going to be having here just a little bit of poke down onto Lux. The main goal with this is not actually to kill, just to more so zone Lux just early, force her to use a pot or so, and hopefully, zone off for XP. But in terms of draft, we can't really talk about the draft because it already happened, but I can just say the results just briefly. It was pretty much a B1 Jinx, and then the R5 pick of this game was that Dr. Mundo. So, Lux Caitlyn a response, R1 R2, B2 B3 Lulu Victor, R3 Orianna, Kindred B4, Tom Kench B5, and then Xin Zhao R4, and obviously again Mundo R5. Bans on the side of us, LOR, were Soraka Zed, Camille, second phase Gwen Shen, and then for INS, J4 Poppy, Malzahar Jin, Graves. But yeah, those are the bans. I haven't actually casted, it's a weird feeling. I haven't casted one of my own games in quite a bit. It always feels so uneasy.
Yeah.
I'm like praying to God. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, damn, what did I do? I hope I didn't like screw up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about my pathing right now. I'm trying to figure out if I messed anything up. I'm like, oh god. Oh, I do remember that with this first scuttle crab, you can see it starting to spawn here in a couple of seconds. And it was interesting to me. I didn't think that Zinzao would start on the top side like he did, but he actually ended up starting on that top side, did do a 5 camp clear similar to me, and we met on this bot side. You can see the pings at the same times as well. So both of us are a little bit confused as I just try and run up to the top crab now.
Yeah, and good play here from Mundo just to kind of zone out, push the wave in on the TK, and gain a lot of control towards that mark. It does seem like there is going to be a little bit of a skirmish here, or at least there is setting up to be. One Victor is the first one to move. Orianna just slowly but surely right behind him. Q is not going to be able to be casted there, or sorry, W not being able to be casted there from the Orianna. Kindred is chasing this long here. Lethal Tempo is stacking. Nice little flash W from TK, forces out the flash from the Mundo. Unfortunately, Jay did not get that memo. Does go in, does get tagged up on, I believe it's called a gravity circle there from the Victor.
Gravity well, I think?
Or gravity well. Either way, will be the first blood of the game. Did have the flash, interestingly enough, and they do force out, you know, multiple flashes from Victor, Kindred, and TK. And
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it is definitely a few flashes blown from the set of LOR. LOR did end up picking that scuttle crab. That's a nice little mark there on top of the Kindred, as well as the Zinzao kill means 2 marks. So that's a nice little heads up and start into that game. Ending up with the Mundo flash as well traded back, so definitely a flash advantage on the side of INS. We'll have the.
Oh my god, don't watch this!
Kinda...
Oh, I just remembered! I remembered! I'm like, wait a minute! I'm like, wait a minute! Why is the camera focusing this? No! Like, you know, again, you know, I got the shot. You know, it happens. It happens.
Yo, that's crazy how that happened.
Don't bench me. It happens. It happens. Don't bench me. Don't bench me. You know, one CS, come on, 75 gold, easy. But huge buy here. More than likely, you're probably gonna go Kraken, I'm pretty sure, just because of the Mundo and the Zin. Mundo obviously just suffering from just getting hit continuously by true damage. You have the Lulu W as well to give you that 35% extra attack speed. So whether that's, you know, protecting the Jinx or protecting the Kindred, there's pretty much a hyper carry in, you know, that top side and the bottom side equally. That could easily burst open this game here, as Lux is going to be throwing that E, not able to connect. I do want to say, I remember this game in the sense that Majestic and Rose played this very, very well, because we just kind of felt like we couldn't really do anything. And obviously, you know, we're supposed to have a lot of aggression and a lot of poke, but just the way that they were playing really forward, I was really surprised, and I think like that was very, very impressive, because I truthfully was not expecting it, especially since we got the B1 Jinx with the Lulu. I thought we were going to play way more aggressive, whether that's, you know, playing towards, you know, being fatigued from booster shot or whatever, just playing bad. I think it was probably playing bad, but either way, they played very, very well, as Zinzao is going to be able to connect on top of the Kindred. Does have that W and immediately ease as well, does get that knock up. Kindred does survive here and will live on to see another day.
Oh god, I remember this one. This is kind of bad, but you know, we can see the stacking top wave up here in the top side. Mundo does have the level advantage on the Tom Kench temporarily, as it will be collecting the wave. We'll be able to get that back very shortly. But we can see, you know, both of these junglers oriented here on the bot side, looking to try and make something happen, potentially go for the dragon as well.
Oh, you dirty enter, you get tagged by the Zinzao W here. E right over the wall. J immediately flashing there. That is going to be Lux with that second blood of the game. Ventus trying to trade here. Again, I'm not quite sure how I exactly got that. Lux does take that second kill as well.
I'm not sure either. The dirty, it was so sad, because I actually would have lived, or the Kindred would have lived, I should say, if Fanta fat fingered on top of the Zinzao instead of me, so I put the picks on top of him. Yeah. It's that is such a crucial misplay that actually cost us my life, I think. I probably would have still died, but
I remember when this play
happened,
longer. And I was even saying in comms, like, how on earth did I get that? Because, like, I wasn't near the play at all. At most, I probably autoed him once or twice. You know, I don't have anything that would kill him. I don't have red.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Unless it's maybe an extension of Pixie, because maybe I autoed and Pixie went off last second. Maybe he just W'd me.
That's what I could see it as, but I'm not sure if that's what
that's
happened,
the only way.
I think that's the only thing that could have been, yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm not quite sure exactly how I exactly got that, but nonetheless, Victor Gaming here in the mid lane. That is going to be a first strike Victor. Really oppressive. So Orianna pick was really good in this game.
Yeah, the Victor not having as much prominence as maybe it should in this matchup, but still putting up a decent performance, trailing a little bit in the CS, but we'll be able to collect that up later. As we see both junglers. Ooh, man, my tracking is so good. Constant question marks as Xin Zhao's locations. Just the best, what could I say? But, you know, we can see both these junglers kind of packing towards the spot side, looking to start these dragons. We see Kindred hop into the pit, is going to try and sneak it away. Now to call the bot lane over in order to keep it a little bit of a secret, and should be able to secure this one.
And that will be the first dragon of the game going over to the side of LOR at 8 minutes and 47 seconds here.
Yeah, and we're going to continue to see. Yeah, I think this is really the pace of the game that LOR wants to take it. You just kind of take this slow, methodical approach with this team composition. You try and play for the later parts of the game. You don't really want to force anything too early unless it's excessively free. And it really is on INS to kind of put the tempo up, try and make some plays happen, and to try and get the ball rolling for them. Because if they do go into this mid game, into this late game gold even or gold behind against LOR, I think they're really in an unfavorable position.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the thing for this game is, like, you definitely could play super aggro and oppressive, but the thing about, you know, setup would be that it is all reliant also on the Victor, as Orianna is going to be kind of shoved out here. Super Mega Death Rocket will connect and will leave this Orianna with about 5
so
HP.
low.
Yeah, incredibly low. She did pop, you know, Corrupting Pots to keep herself alive. That's not what, you know, saved her from that ultimate by any chance, but definitely just give herself a little bit more HP. But because we have a Victor, I think our mindset into this game was, you know, we would rather play like that slow LCK LEC style where it's like drawn out. Like, it's kind of like when someone says, you know, you kind of need to choke the game out so that, you know, you make them bleed, more or less. And I feel like that was kind of like the mentality behind this game, at least, because we know Jay's on Victor. First strike is going to give him a lot of gold, especially, you know, when it comes down to it. We need someone to delete Orianna or Caitlyn. You know, those are the primary sources of damage, and we're going to see it later into the game how, you know, prevalent that is. But nice smite there, buddy. Nice
Yo, it just came up. It just came up.
Yeah, E now going to be thrown out onto the Xin Zhao as well. Nice little Kindred ultimate there. Huge shockwave does actually get stopped there from that TK's ult. That's a 3-man Lux final spark there. Mundo is just tanking everything. I believe that he gets out here, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, he will just get out.
Yeah, and a nice little pickup for INS there. Unfortunately, we did lose the jungler sitting at 0-3 at this point, but did pick up the Herald. We'll have to see how they're going to be able to use it later on to see if it's really going to be worth it or not. But I don't know. Smite diff, what can I say? As I can't remember if it was actually up or if it was just coming back up. I assume it was just coming back up, but you see the pings coming out and the Kindred mark on the Raptors, making it a really conscious effort to try and keep the marks away from the Kindred to kind of dissuade her attempts to scale. Which is a good effort, and they are going to be able to take, I believe, the past couple marks away from her and will likely continue to do so. As you can see, a lot of these champions getting very close to their first mythics. A lot of people sitting on very core components getting ready to go as we see a potential 3-man in the mid lane. Not too much going to happen out of it as we will spot people on the map and then the bot lane will go back towards bot lane. But Victor getting a little bit of help. Ultimately doesn't need it and will go back to kind of pushing his wave and scaling.
Yeah, I mean, scale is the name of the game, right? Bot lane is able to touch this wave as it does kind of crash here. INS now able to clear out some vision as well. Next dragon at the game, I believe, is a mountain in about 1 minute and 50. Apologies for, like, no esport timers, by the way. This game, for whatever reason, treats spectator and, you know, spectating VODs very, very different. And so we do not have that option here on VODs. But nonetheless, a very exciting game. I'm able to dodge multiple skill shots here. Not that I was ever, you know, gonna get hit by him.
We see another 3v3 brewing here in the bot lane, though, with Xin Zhao and Kindred both here. You can see the question marks coming out from both sides, wondering if the other is here.
Yeah, and Xin Zhao actually just peeked out of that bush. Does get tagged by the Zap. Herald now being summoned as well here. You wanted to go initially for a play into this lane, or just general call was quick, just delete the tower, and delete the Herald rather. And that is exactly what we are able to accomplish. Instead here on the top side.
Ooh, a little bit of a skirmish here on the top side. It looks like Tonka should have the advantage on this. Mundo does pop the ultimate. Ooh, W going a little bit wide will mean that
this is really close.
Yeah, Tomkins still does have the shield, but Mundo's is standing at more starting HP as he will pop the shield. Looks like they're gonna go forward. Very close. The stun is gonna
What
come
is
out.
this fight?
Yeah,
It's
this is
grasp
a
versus
brawl.
grasp. Whoever can get that first, I suppose.
Yeah, as you can see on the other side of the map on the box. You can see, ooh, okay, the sidestep.
Oh!
Both teams here trying to set up for the dragon that's spawning in 20 seconds. If memory recalls, this is a Hextech Drake. It's either Hextech or Kimtech because the icon is broken. Thank you, Ryan. So I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but both of these teams looking to start it up. As we can see, 4 members of LOR here, the 4
Oh
members of
god.
INS
Oh
as
god, I
well.
remember this. Oh god. Guys, I was exhausted. I thought I was playing, Udyr. I was exhausted.
Ooh.
Super Mega Death Rocket is going to be fired out here. Xin Zhao with his own ultimate to deter any type of auto attacks. Shockwave is going to be flashed out. Oh wait, it's not this play. It's fine. Now
No.
Lux with the Q as well. Everyone's just sitting inside the Kindred ultimate for the most part. Again, a flash forward trying to get that knockup. Mundo is down here as well, has used that TP. The Q will land in the Championship Cup. The Summoner's Cup will just bonk Lil J over the head and secure a 1-for-1 here. Remember, Smite is not available for the side of INS. Stu right over the wall here will get that Smite off and is forced to use his flash as a result of it. 1-for-1 with second drag, pretty worth.
Yeah, not too terribly bad, especially for us if we're able to pick up dragons early and scale into the later game like we were talking about with those 2 dragons. It is pretty critical. We do have the Mountain Soul coming up, which is a bit of a kind of a good role for us. I think it's decent for either team, but with the Tom Kent, the INS really doesn't have a way to deal with it in their composition. They have Caitlyn, which is really their only main answer. But if Caitlyn happens to not be able to hit or just gets deleted for X or Y reason, then they're really going to struggle against the top Kinch. Whereas on our side, on the LOR, we have a few ways to deal with the Mundo. So if we are able to pick up the Mountain Drakes, I think it'll be pretty good for us. And it'll be alright for INS, but it's obviously not ideal.
Yeah, and again, this game was incredibly close. Just about a 2k goal lead right now at 15 minutes. 1 kill advantage, 2 dragons, and I believe 0 towers for the side of LOR. But both mid laners now coming back to lane here with the crown. But unfortunately for Orianna, she does not have those source boots.
Yeah, as we see Kindred up here in the top lane, potentially looking for a top lane gank with Tom Kench coming back.
Kindred gonna go forward here, does tag that Mundo with the E. Tom Kench now trying his best to enter into the fight as well. Unfortunately, is just gonna miss out on that Q, but look at that extended range that the Q does get from that lethal tempo. Lethal tempo stacking with the attack speed and the range does give that ability to give Mundo, a nice little quick trip to the fountain, and TK is able to push out this lane. Remember, Mundo TP'd bot, so he just loses so much here in the top side.
Yeah, and it really is tragic. Tom Kench able to push that wave in. We can see the marks not spawning too great for the Kindred. Not really able to access any of them just due to the location that they're spawning and where Kindred wants to be on top of the map. So a little bit tragic there. They are going to spot out the INS jungler, clearing out vision. They're going to spot him all the way through. We do have the Mountain Dragon spawning in 3 minutes. Nothing too terribly amazing going on in the bot side. But we can see a potential fight here in the mid lane. As it looks like Xin Zhao will be spotted bot instead.
Yeah, Overgrowth now going to be used as well. Final Spark will get sidestepped here. Xin Zhao going to tag Jinx again with the W. Q from the Lux will actually tag right upon this Lulu. Huge shockwave to just kind of throw Kindred back and off of the scent of this Orianna. But that does mean that there is no potential for a re-engage for Xin Zhao as the bot lane of LOR now realizing that, Orianna doesn't have Shockwave. That oppressive ability will now move in for early setting up of this dragon and establishing some vision control.
Yeah, and an important vision control it will be as the Mountain Dragon is spawning in 2 minutes. Kind of need to set up and get prepared for that. As we see more pressure around the mid side. Could potentially see this Rift Herald be taken. It looks like Kindred will go ahead and hop on top of it. Mundo and Lux in the top side as well. Could potentially see what's going on as they are going to spot it out just now.
Oh.
And it looks like the call has been made
to get off,
off of it. Yeah.
Super Mega Death Rocket is being fired up. I believe it did connect onto 2 members, not doing a significant chunk at all here. But with the Smite being thrown out from INS. Oh, actually, Orianna picked that up. I'm surprised.
Yeah, this might happen a little bit early to allow for the Orianna to go ahead and pick it up, but unfortunately losing the Herald does give the bounty over, but we did end up getting 2 towers or 1 tower in the bot side.
Yep.
So depending on how INS use this Herald could potentially be worth for LOR or not. Have to see how it goes. As another mark, it goes into the abyss. Kindred crying in the club right now with the Manta Dragon spotting in a minute.
How many marks did you have at this point into the game?
I think I had 2 at this point.
You have 5.
Okay.
Is that just probably a constant fight? Probably, if I were to imagine, you get first scuttle, then probably you get a second camp, and then 3 fights, more or less?
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. I got 2 off of Zinzel, I remember that. As we see a fight breaking out on the top side, the Ignite popping out as well.
Yep, Mano popping his ultimate as well. This is incredibly close. Devour does come out from this TK as well. Does use that Gray Shield to give himself a little bit more spunk there. Look at that Sunfire actually just hitting on that wave as well. Not doing significant damage to the wave, but huge amounts of damage to this TK. Okay, this is the... Yeah, okay. We might just switch off screens. We might switch screens here. I'm not quite sure.
Yo, it has to be showed. It has to be showed.
All I gotta say is that I watched, a little bit of Pro recently, and even Hans Sama inted on the Jinx, okay? It happens, as we are going to be seeing INS now establishing strong vision control. Mundo backing, he does have that TP. Lil J now forced out as well. Orianna going to be flashing out. Super Mega Death Rocket is going to be sidestepped. Shockwave will throw the Jinx back. Caitlyn is able to collect on top of that. Final Spark will connect onto 2, and unfortunately, LOR is a little bit caught off here, as 2 members are towards the Dragon. They're forced to get out here as they watch their comrade Kindred actually go down. Okay, guys, my monitor turned off. No, my monitor turned off. I was like, yo, where's that Orianna Shockwave at? It's like, again, pay no attention to the sums either. It happens. You gotta be a dirty enter
flash
sometimes.
Heal up. I don't know why it didn't.
It happens. It happens. It's one of those moments where you're feeling yourself and you're like, I can do anything, and then it happens. It happens. But regardless. Beautiful fight there from INS. Yeah, multiple pings here. TK's looking for a flank as well. They do get the Dragon, but will they be able to escape? They might have bit off more than they can unfortunately chew here, as Lulu is going to be empowering this Jinx to get a little bit more vision here. Beautiful Q snare binding from the Lux will be thrown out there. Lux Final Spark was used as well, will not connect onto anyone. Q from this TK will tag Xin Zhao, as he does nicely just crit walk his way out. But with INS on recalls here, the call is to go for Baron. Oh god, this was another.
I don't remember how this went. I just remember it went decent for this one, but we'll see how it goes. It's gonna unfold here in a few.
No, it's not so much oh god for us, but Baron nonetheless is going to be taken here. 21 minutes, or at least is going to be attempted. Xin Zhao has that tag, unfortunately. Flashes into the wall there. Not able to be the hero that they needed.
As we saw from KDL Crimson this game, it happened. Summoner spell usage, not exactly optimal in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think, in all chat, we said, fun game, GG, like, handshake. And it seems like everyone's living up to that, especially me. Kindred now going to be establishing some, control there, just to zone out members of INS from actually touching this top wave. And again, goal lead incredibly close, just 2k, which is not a huge margin at all to be leading by. Majority at that gold, though. It's
interesting that it was this close.
Yeah, majority at the gold right now is sitting between, I want to say, jungle and AD. And yeah, it does seem to be the case. I'm about 1k up on Rose, and you're about 1k up on J? Like 1.4-ish?
Yeah. So, a little bit of a goal discrepancy there, but the other 2 roles looking somewhat similarly balanced, as we see, LOR unfortunately weren't able to pick up the last Manta Dragon, so they have to wait 2.5 minutes for the next one, and then potentially another 5 for the Soul if they're looking to aim for the Soul. So I could potentially see this game going longer, but with the Baron, it's going to be interesting to see how they are going to use it, because Baron, as good as it is, if you don't use it well, then it really doesn't give you that much. So we need to see if they're going to be able to break out towers, and it looks like their objective for this one is the mid-tier 1.
Yeah, mid now going to be the huge focus of jungle and AD. But for the most part, this top fight is still continuing. Mundo does pop that ultimate just to give himself a way out. I believe that he thought someone was actually moving up because they had no vision of Victor, so we might have thought that Victor was on the way topside, especially seeing how aggro TK was playing. But nonetheless, that is, I believe, the third tower of this game that I've been able to get. I got first tower bot, second tower top, and you know, a lot of gold being siphoned onto AD pretty much this game here. As yeah, now it's kind of pulled out to 1.2k. Gold lead still within 2k. Third dragon, or sorry, soul point potentially for LOR, spawning in about a minute 30 at this point as well, as Willow will be. Okay, guys, my monitor and my internet disconnected. Zap will connect onto the Lux here. Guys, pay no attention to this. I flash over that Lux E. I'm feeling myself. She goes into the bush. I'm like, shit, where did she go, guys? Nocturne ulted me. And then,
oh my god,
yeah, yo, my Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi. Why do you think I was apologizing?
I thought you just got caught. I didn't.
Yo, I did get caught. I did get caught, but the motherfucking
Oh my
Avengers,
God.
the Avengers showed up. What do you want?
You're reported. That's reportable.
No, they
for sure.
listen. I was hunting. Okay, I was gonna kill a Lux. Motherfucking Captain America and Iron Man crip walked on my whole shit. But I mean, like, well played to Will for stepping into the bush to deny, and she even had flash too. So I suppose it was greedy of me to even go for that. But bro, it happened. I got Moderna.
Yeah, you're
no, I got
Moderna. This game is reportable.
No, I got Moderna. My DNA got like messed up. So I don't know. Now I'm just a dirty inter DNA wise. Like my mRNA reads dirty inter. So it's difficult, but here Victor is towards the top side, does have that Unleashed TP available for this potential soul point. LOR are just setting up here as INS is working their way around. No huge choke point at all. Victor now casting his TP immediately here as Wolf is going to be able to give a lot of vision. Zap right onto the Orianna. Mundo is a little bit awkward and caught out here. Q will tag upon TK. Oh, Shockwave will only land on top of TK here. Look at that Victor damage. This is what you pick it for. It does seem like, you know, Super Mega Death Rocket will land right on top of the Caitlyn. Zap does connect on top of the Mundo. Q binding from Lux will not connect onto anyone. Final Spark will actually stop. I believe that was Fanta's back on this Lulu.
Yeah, I think Fanta had walked into the trap and it got ulted because of it. But Lulu, being the great character that she is, was able to shield the majority of the damage. Which is a nice little pickup, as we do see a little bit of a greedy mark take from the Kindred, but we see 5 members of LOR pushing down mid at this point. 3 dragons on soul point. Picked up the last bear, and the next one spawning in a minute 30. It looks like they're going to pick up the mid tier 2 as well.
Yeah, they really want to engage here. Xin Zhao is on the flank here. Jinx going up with the TK. Mundo trying his best just to kind of check if there is anyone here. Scuttle Crab going to be taken from LOR, and with that, full resets from everyone. Oh, except for you. You actually stayed to clear out the top side. Okay.
Yeah, you know, you figured top side is spawning. I could have left it, I guess, since we were going back there anyways, but I figured I just wanted it to reset and get the timers going.
Right.
Since we were running back there anyways. With the blue buff spawning, it was probably just gonna have to leash that over and then see how it's gonna go. But we do have that Baron spawning in 45. See what it's gonna be. Am I gonna stay on the map? Surely not. I'm reportable. I'm reportable. A little bit of a laid back for me, but that's fine. And again, these marks, I swear my RNG was so bad this game with the marks. They constantly on the campsite since I was running to.
Yep, multiple.
I was just never able to get any of the camp marks.
Caitlyn. I mean, it's smart though from them. Like they played around the camp marks pretty efficiently. Jay is going to actually get caught here with the Q overgrowth. Now going to give him a little bit of HP as well. I'm surprised no Shockwave. I think that they're actually saving it for a potential Baron fight here. But nonetheless, overgrowth will actually keep, you know, this Victor alive. Q barely missing out on that Lula. I'm surprised it actually didn't touch there. But now it seems like INS are the ones in control at this top side.
Yeah, and they used a lot of damage on top of that Victor. It's going to force him to reset. They don't really have an option to do anything else. They could potentially hop on top of the Baron if they really want to force the play to happen. But with this Victor resetting, the clock is ticking until Victor gets back, and that's really when LOR can start fighting again.
Yeah, Zap now going to be missing out as well. W from Xin Zhao, not able to get the tag that he wanted to initiate this. Amazing poke out from Majestic, who is just trying her best to keep LOR at bay, and it does seem like, well, they are keeping, you know, these carries in the mid lane at bay. AD and jungle for the most part. TK is forced to flash, so amazing play. Unfortunate double ward there, but now because that mark is blue and pretty much, you know, all of INS are towards the top side, this blue buff is surely going to be taken here, and potentially a look at pushing and crashing in this tier 2 as the rest of LOR are just looking to get a lot of vision and keep INS in the mid lane for as long as possible. Stu setting up here for potential engage. Crown is going to be taken off here from Orianna. Does get hit by the zap, does get hit by that WQ from the Kindred. Multiple pings this time around. They see multiple members of INS towards the bot side. They know that they can do this. They know that they have the poke. But look at all that vision. I'm actually surprised that we let that vision through. Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, both the J and Yuli walked right over it.
Yeah,
I guess I
had no
didn't see
idea.
that once, the double pings right there for one bush, but yeah, as we are going to see the members of LOR start up this Baron. 2K going up, some would call this a little bit of a coin flip play, but
Yeah.
we're going to see how it's going to play out.
Shockwave still available, as is Flash. Mundo trying his best to kind of sandwich LOR into this huge choke point, which would be super efficient for Lux. W now going to empower this Kindred as well. INS are forced to go mid here. Their best bet is taking this second, you know, the second drag. No, I can't even speak. Tier 2 in the mid lane, and it does seem like that is their goal. Unfortunately, it is just Willow here in the mid lane, and so there is no aggressive strong push, as it is going to be answered here immediately by Lux and by Victor and Lulu.
Yeah, and we see the Mountain Dragon spotting in a minute. Looks like it's going to dissuade any Baron attempts as both teams getting ready to reset and get set up for this Dragon. So it's sole point for LOR, and it'll be a nice pickup for INS if they're able to pick it up. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes out. We see a lot of these champions sitting on 2 items, 2.5 items usually. I don't think anyone's on 3 yet, but we can see a lot of the core components of everyone's build starting to come in. This is really when the champions will start to kind of showcase their strengths.
Yeah, this is very oppressive for you if you are INS, for like if you want to give over this soul, especially to TK, Jinx, and Kindred, who don't really, you know, Jinx and Kindred don't really have a lot of shielding outside of potentially getting a shield bow or even a BT to kind of give them a shield, or maybe even overheal, but typically you don't go overheal anymore on AD. But nonetheless, TK is just going to be such a huge monster if given this buff. You know, pretty much unkillable for the most part, as the Wolf is trying his best to zone out Orianna and Lux. And Caitlyn has arrived as well, since out Mundo arriving from the top side. It does seem like Jay might just get caught out here. Kindred, nice little Q right over the wall. Fanta, unfortunately, will get thrown back. Final Spark will just absolutely decimate him in harm's way. Stu trying his best, will have to flash right over the wall as well. Passive. Look at this, I did block that.
No, I took damage.
No, I tried blocking that though. Like I walked up, like I saw it coming. I walked up.
You just
Zap.
reported for
No.
this game.
Zap will connect on top of the Mundo as well, who will get out at this game. I saw it. I was like, no, Stu, because you know if I don't block that, I'm gonna be
He
kicked
saw
off
it
of the
in slow-mo.
team. Yeah, I said it in slow-mo, or at least that's how I perceived it at the time. Baron now gonna be started up from INS. This is a huge and smart call actually from them, because Kindred's on reset. They know everyone is just backing. Mundo actually was able to stop the backs as well, so this will be chunked out to about 50% here. 7k on the Baron. TK not able to enter either because of the Caitlyn trap. Super Mega Death Rocket does finally give some vision here, but now Jinx will get tagged upon that you know, trap there. Final Spark being used. Jinx now flashing forward. TK doing so much damage in the pit as well. So Royal is going to be so dead here. Double kill over to the Jinx. Xin Zhao's trying his best to kill the Jinx, who does have the overgrowth as well. Triple kill for the Jinx. Double kill over to Kindred. This tier 2 top lane is looking like a snack. And yeah, unfortunately, INS is not able to survive with that Baron, but amazing call nonetheless. That was incredibly high IQ to burst that down. Just unfortunate timing.
It was a mimic of the play that we did to them earlier this game when they had to reset after a bad skirmish didn't go their way for that first Baron.
Yep.
They basically just pulled the reverse back on us, but we have the TP on the Victor. We are pushing in 3 lanes. We're getting a lot more even without this Baron, and just a nice ace plus all of this gold that we're going to get that's standing on top of the map is going to mean a nice little advantage for us.
Yeah, and remember, this is Mountain Soul, so, you know, you do have that shielding. Even if you do get hit by an ability here, TK is able to swallow Jinx last second and is able to keep her alive. Fanta is forced to flash as well. The Goon Squad is trying to run down Jinx or Kindred here. Q not able to connect on top of the Jinx. Mundo diving a really aggressive push here. Overgrowth now being used on top of the Kindred as well, who is forced to use her ultimate. Mundo barely surviving. With
I remember my call at this point. Do you remember?
No, I have no idea.
I said I'm such a greedy bastard. I want these wolves, and then I took the sassy little wolves.
Oh, I don't remember that. Final Spark connects onto 3. Not a lot of damage coming out, but that's only because of the Mountain Soul.
I mean, can we get a mark check on the Kindred? I can't remember how much I have at this point. I think it's like 9.
You have 9.
Yeah, that makes sense. So a lot of mark. Not as many as you would want at this point, but what can I say? Mark RNG is too strong.
Right.
But we have the Mountain Soul. We unfortunately didn't get the Baron, but got the mid inhib with the top inhib standing. And the Elder spawning in 3 minutes means we have a pretty clear path to victory. We can either wait it out for the Elder and try and guarantee that, or we can look to try and end through just a macro by pushing in the bot wave and pushing in the top wave. We triple inhib then, and then see what happens from there. So, few options for us to choose from. I honestly don't remember what we chose. I think I might have some memory loss. I'm
You
not
almost
sure
took
why.
that blue from Lil J.
Nah, that was calculated.
No, are you sure? It was like with 100.
Yeah, you know how many Kindred games I played with Little J where I give him blue?
Oh my god. Like, you're
I
on
did. I
Demon
play
Time.
too much Kindred. I'm a sussy little Kindred player, man. I just
Yeah,
know
you
the
were
damage
awesome.
too well.
You were on something. Or I don't even know how to describe that.
As you can see, you know, LOR here looking for an aggressive into the bot side. Oh, I remember that. Fuck, that actually just started my memory. Now I remember why I had memory loss.
What happened?
Willow Lux ulted the...
Oh, the blue.
the blue
Oh,
buff.
yeah,
Yeah,
she
it
did
took that.
steal it. Yeah, and then she. Oh.
You know,
right,
I was
right.
like, do I really want to smite it? Not really. Because honestly, at this point in the game, Mundo can still really kind of screw me over if he just gets on top of me and sits on top of me. So I kind of need that for the damage debuff and the ignite portion as well, because red smites are really balanced ability.
That was very aggressive from me for going around just to kill a pink ward.
Yeah, do you remember what I said to you?
Yeah, you're like, oh my god. I think you were like, holy
I
shit,
thought it
you're
was about to
so
happen
lucky.
again.
Yeah, you're like, you're so lucky you enter. And I was like, I know. And then I think I was literally drowsy. I was like, I don't even know why I did that. Like, oh, Window Knock charging up this W. Oh my god, look at the Avenger just show up here.
Avengers, yeah.
Oh
the
my
Avengers show
god.
up top side, and LOR makes the call on the bot side. Push it in, get the wave as the wave is coming. And the mid and the bot wave are being shoved in, and INS really need to respond to this quickly as the members start funneling back.
Yeah, I'm definitely moving towards the top side kind of just hurt INS's chances at protecting this tower here as Xin Zhao ultimate is going to be casted out. They do get the flash out from, I believe that was Orianna. Super Mega Death Rocket was fired towards the top side, trying to hit out on top of the Mundo, who unfortunately will not go down. W from Tom Kench is able to connect, but will not knock up. Remember that passive, the Q Mallet from Mundo as well, not able to connect either. This is so cheeky and greedy. Oh my god. There we go. Finally, Dr. Mundo does go down. Is pronounced dead at the scene. I don't know who did he use the chains for?
I wasn't sure either.
Was
I
that
think
you?
he used them on me, but I didn't notice it.
Well, we
I mean,
can
I
see,
just have
right?
so much true damage in the kit, right? So it just doesn't matter. It'll say if you click on me. It should give me a debuff if it's me.
No.
No, then it's probably you. Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, it is me. Okay. I just
That
had
makes
no
sense.
idea. I mean, it makes sense because ideally you want to be putting it on to targets who are just putting out so much damage. You know, the Kraken Slayer does not help. My pickup third item was LDR as well. Now fourth item just fully buying out Runins. But yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. But that being said, I'm not even the guy touching him. I'm not really, you know, attacking him too much. I'm actually surprised that it's not on you. And
Yeah,
this
so I'm a little surprised as well as we see INS here going for a cheeky little pick forward as they're trying to pick out some members.
This
And,
okay.
that-
At this point, my brain de-thawed. I said to myself, I
I
will
know,
make up.
I
said
know.
I will make up for the ints.
Oh, the flash. Okay. I remember I was picking up the Elder, and I'm like, go, Crim, go. I pick up the Elder
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
get a kill off of it, I think. Yeah.
And yeah, Elder is secured here for LOR. Multiple flashes blown out from INS. The only 2 members alive to watch their base just kind of crumble or to stop this destruction from happening are Mundo and Lux. But with the Jinx, you know, getting super hyper there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage right there.
That was a lot of attack speed, Jesus.
Yeah, I was stacking it. I think I was stacking it with Pixie, so my lethal tempo was going burr.
Yeah. As LOR picks up the first win of the season.
Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go! Second game! Let's go!
How weird is that we had to be the ones to like celebrate the woo, the casters totally not biased. Yeah, let's go. Woohoo. But yeah, we are going to be taking a break temporarily. When we do come back, which is going to be at 9:30, so in about an hour exact, we will have our final game of the day. INS Idiotic Naming Scheme versus Low Damage Output LDO. I swear to God, that is not a game you want to miss. If you ever wanted to watch a KDL game before, and if you ever want to see an entertaining game, tune into that game. Like, I swear to God, that is going to be an amazing game to watch. And if you do not watch that, you are doing yourself a disservice. But for now, we will be taking a short break. But again, 9:30, we will be coming to you live. Thank you very much, and stay tuned. Peace.